Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing off a piece of work I've just spent 4 hours doing. So I had to, let me just explain what this is about before I get into all the detail. Basically, in art at school we are learning about pop art, which, as you can see here, was what I was attempting to do, but obviously I can't do pop art, so yeah, this is kind of what I did. Yeah, so let me just explain to you what the drawing's about. Someone being singled out. That's the green ribbon, which like represents something I forgot. School, school, school. Charm. Words, question mark. Just words. 31 attempt. 31% of young LGBTQ youth attempt. Consequences, bully, hate speech, free speech, not free speech. Crap, that doesn't look very obvious. Hate speech, not free speech. 80 to consider, 40 attempt, trans youth, school, and then it goes into writing. Yeah, basically, also I did a nice little border. And in English, I'm supposed to be writing about something I care about, something I strongly like, something I have a really strong opinion on. And I have a strong opinion on the school system and how it's favouring queer and queer and transgender youth. Like, I don't know if transgender is a umbrella term, but anyone who's not cisgender and anyone who's not heterosexual, anyone who's not cisgender, anyone who's not heterosexual gets really bullied in school. So I'm gonna be reading to you guys what I've wrote. I'm gonna be start with this and then move on to this. And then there's my little signature. And I hope you guys take some time out of your day to just listen to my personal opinion on the subject. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is a trans flag because something happened at school today. And because I'm the bigger person for once, I decided let's not beat them up. Let's instead make an art piece to then read in front of my entire class and embarrass the fuck out of them with. Because I'm such a kind and remorseful person. Okay, let me start. Normalizing slurs makes you a horrible person. And I underlined that to make it very clear. Normalizing slurs does make you a horrible person. Don't know if you guys can see that. I'm probably going to leave the piece of paper while I read this, and then I'm going to pick it up after a paragraph to explain. Students that are part of the LGBTQIA+ community or transgender are singled out for bullying. They faced relentless verbal abuse, exclusion, and sometimes violence. Well, in my personal opinion, that is really true. I know when I was in mainstream, there was a boy that obviously identified as a boy, but was a female in his old school, and just got bullied for it randomly, and no one would use his correct pronouns, and it really pissed me off. And yeah, they're just bigger targets because they're not the social norm, which I find rather pathetic. People who bully are just sad, lonely people that have something about them that they really just hate enough to bully. LGBTQ children are more than 4 times more likely to attempt suicide than heterosexual cisgender peers. Transgender kids face an even higher rate, especially when schools are unsupportive, which is true. I did all the research. It's really sad, to be honest, the fact that kids are just trying to, get rid of themselves because of things that aren't even like, it's just who they are, and it shouldn't be that big a part of, like, no. So I'm trying to say it in a way, it is a big part of who you are to some people, but in reality, as you're a person, like, it doesn't matter if you're gay or bi or non-binary or transgender or just like, what's the word, one of like the umbrella, one of the other ones. Asexual, no, agender, so something to do when you just don't identify the gender. That one, not in a rude way. All forms of discrimination, whether it's homophobia, transphobia, racism, fatphobia, or ableism, and whatever else, are equally as harmful and unacceptable. They all stem from the same root, a belief that some people are lesser, that they don't deserve respect because of who they are. Nobody deserves to be dehumanized based on their race, body, gender identity, or sexuality. I strongly like that's a very main point I'm trying to make. You're not above anyone. In reality, I personally think humans are one of the most disgusting species on Earth currently, because other animals, like, we don't do anything. We don't contribute. We just destroy. We create. We destroy. We destroy. We destroy. We rip down. We pollute oceans. We rip down forests. We breed and breed and breed and pollute the earth more and more and more. It's just, we're a disgusting species, and other animals don't deserve, like, they don't deserve the way we treat them. This cannot continue. Words carry weight. Slurs are mocking, disgusting words used to make people feel small and unworthy. Schools must take responsibility and enforce policies that protect all students and hold bullies accountable, no matter the case. This abuse has to be squashed now. That's mostly just research. Like, a lot of that is research and me rewording it. This is me led down on the floor in like fetal position because my period and it really hurts. This is me speaking, like, just writing with no googling, no nothing, just me and my thoughts. So my throat's really dry for some reason. I think because I've been talking for 6 minutes and I'm tired. I'm gonna just read what I've written, and if you guys don't agree, I was about to say I don't really care, but like, it depends how you disagree. If you think you're allowed to say slurs because they're just words, then no, I don't. I don't agree with you. You're like, that's a really dumb point to make. That's a point that one of the boys made in my school today, which made me like actually crash out. Like, not even crash out and like, oh my god, I crashed out. Like, I had to stand up and take myself away from the situation because I started shaking and crying in my teacher's arms. And then he was like, "Oh, you were saying that before too. Like, why are you taunting me while I'm walking away? Keep in mind he's like 5'2" or some shit." Anyway, keep in mind he's like 5'2" and I'm 5'4", so I could absolutely have him. No, I'm gonna pretend I didn't say that. Slurs are equally as terrible. Turning around and calling a gay person the F slur is the same as turning around and calling a black person the N word. Normalizing these things isn't normal. It doesn't matter if you mean it in a hateful way or not. Those words, even being in your vocabulary, speaks volumes on you as a person. It doesn't matter if you have a past or if your parents say it. You're your own person. No matter how old you are, these things are unforgivable and disgusting traits to have, let alone own up to. What I hate when people own up to being homophobic or racist or any of that. It's just, at least defend yourself. You're being actively disgusting on purpose now. So that's Pablo. This is basically everything I've done. I'm very proud of it. It's taken me a long time and a lot of backache, but I think this is really good, and I think I'm gonna give it to the school, and yeah, I think it's pretty decent. Bye guys. Mwah!